Hello everyone, welcome back to the Spinning Iris. I'm Rachel, and 'tis the season for tie-dye. A few weeks ago, Cloak Brand dropped a limited timed collection. These limited themes are nothing new, and each of these drops usually have a few pieces that are tie-dyed, and they usually get snapped up like that. Especially if they're worn by Markiplier or Jacksepticeye. They usually, when I check them out, they are sold out before I even have a chance to consider them. This time, it's 4 hours until the end of this drop, and the piece that I was interested in was still there, and in my size. So, down to the last hour, I decided, what the hell, why not? May never get another chance, you never know. It's the most expensive t-shirt I've ever purchased. It took about 2 weeks to arrive. I think it got stuck in New Jersey somewhere. And then when it finally arrived, I decided, well, it deserves to be in quarantine another week, I guess. So here we are today with my piece of cloak. And I'm going to open it in a way I'm sure Markiplier would approve. Here we go. Yes. Here we go. Got a little packing label. Plastic. So cool. This is Cloak Intergalactic Expedition, and here's the back. Here's the back. Oh, that's so cool. That's one of the neat things about tie-dyes. They're never the same. So cool. Funny, I've only ever seen one piece of cloak out in the wild. It was a hoodie, I think it was from one of the Pride collections. Alright, so before I get to the next half of this, quick wardrobe change. And now that I am appropriately cloaked, let's talk about Skyfall. No, not that one. Skyfall by Harry Harrison, originally published in 1976. It's a novel of the near future. It's a future that is still a bit Cold War-y, but near future nonetheless. My copy was printed in 1978. Let's see. Project Prometheus would steal the fire of the sun, but the price might be too terrible to contemplate. Check out that cover. That's so cool. And here's the back cover. Prometheus, a stunning triumph of Soviet-American technological cooperation. Prometheus, ultimate answer to the prayers of an energy-starved world. Prometheus, potentially the source of the greatest single disaster in human history. Skyfall, a thrilling novel of near-future catastrophe, a catastrophe with a chilling ring of authenticity in the wake of this year's nuclear satellite fall in Canada. So that was 1978. An interesting side note, that satellite reference, in case you don't know, did a little quick brief research, and it was a nuclear-powered Soviet satellite that malfunctioned and scattered radioactive material across portions of northwest Canada. It could have been a lot. It could have been a lot worse than it was. Like in this, book. So Prometheus Project is a joint U.S. and Soviet mission to alleviate the growing worldwide energy crisis. For those who were alive during the 70s, I'm sure they remember that. A little past my time, but energy is still very much an issue now. The plan was to position a special satellite in orbit to harvest energy from the sun and transmit it back to Earth. Of course, since it's a joint project, each nation has its representatives in every aspect, from the building to the flight crew, which contained 3 Americans and 3 cosmonauts. So the story follows all the major players, the 6 crew members on the ship, in addition to their supervisor at Mission Control in Houston, a group in Russia monitoring things on the rockets. We also get some action in the White House from the president and his team. The president happens to be up for re-election, and his re-election hinges on the success of this project. Then there is a reporter who spills the dangerous details when things go sideways, and a scientist who brings more bad news, and of course a handful of normal people who witness firsthand how dangerous a situation the world is in when things start going wrong. Actually, before things start going wrong. It does get technical with some of the science and mechanics, but it's relatively easy to follow, and the six astronauts are likable characters for the most part. In fact, I had to take a break after chapter, 18. I was so stunned by what happened. So basically, from the word go, things start to go wrong and continue to go wrong until the very end. All because politics got in the way of the science and the engineering, and there's major language and miscommunications all across the board. Some of them small, or seemingly small, and others incredibly huge, like solar huge. When I say small, I'm talking like nuts and bolts on the rocket small, which is actually not that small. That's actually really important. All this resulting in a massive nuclear weapon hovering in a low orbit, in free fall, basically, and they have 36 hours to figure out how to fix their situation or go crashing back into the earth and causing massive destruction, which we do get a taste of. The novel is a little dated, obviously, in some of the dialogue and characterizations, but it is never boring. No, I was never bored once. In fact, once you start, you don't want to stop. Except for after chapter 18, you might want to take a breath after that one. It has all of Harry Harrison's charm, and the pacing is well matched with the intensity. I really enjoyed it. 4 out of 5 stars. If you're interested in some good old down-to-earth science fiction, pun intended, then go ahead and give this a try. Don't think you'll be disappointed. So, that's all I have for today. I'm going to take my cloaked self off to do something else, and hopefully I'll have a nice long ranty review up soon for another book. So you all take care. See you around. Bye-bye.